In the last video, we talked about why prospects say no. The short version is that objections are uncertainty, not rejection. This video gives you the practical side. 3 objections you will hear constantly, and how to respond without sounding pushy or scripted. These 3 objections cover about 80% of the resistance you run into, especially in your first year. Once you have a natural response for each one, objections stop feeling like roadblocks and start feeling like a normal part of the conversation. That is the shift that separates agents who struggle from agents who close. Objection number 1. I need to think about it. You will hear this more than anything else. It feels like a dead end, but it almost never is. What the prospect is really saying is, I am not confident enough to decide right now. Your job is to figure out what is missing. You say something like, I completely understand. This is an important decision. Let me ask you this. Is there a specific part of what we went over that you are still unsure about, or do you just want some time to sit with it? That question does 2 things. First, it gives the prospect permission to tell you what is actually bothering them. A lot of times they will say something like, well, I am not sure about the out-of-pocket costs, or I am worried about switching away from my current doctor. Now you have something specific to address. Second, if they genuinely just need time, your question respects that without pressuring them. If they say they just want to sit with it, you say, totally fine. I will follow up with you in a couple of days. Would Tuesday or Thursday work better for a quick call? You are not chasing. You are scheduling a next step. There is a big difference. Objection number 2. I already have a plan and I am happy with it. This one feels like the conversation is over before it started. But if they agreed to meet with you, some part of them is curious. They may be happy with their plan, or they may just be comfortable because they have not looked at anything else. Your response is not to challenge their current plan. It is to open a small door. You say something like, that is great. I am glad you have something in place. A lot of the people I work with felt the same way and just wanted to make sure they were not overpaying or missing benefits they qualify for. Would it be okay if I ran a quick comparison so you can see how your current plan stacks up? Most people say yes to that. You are not telling them their plan is bad. You are offering information, and information is easy to say yes to. Once they see a side-by-side comparison, they either confirm they are in the right plan, which builds trust, or they discover something better, which earns you the enrollment. Objection number 3. Just send me the information. This is the polite brush-off, and every agent gets it. The prospect does not want to say no directly, so they ask you to email something they will probably never read. If you just say sure and send a packet, you will almost never hear from them again. Instead, you say something like, I am happy to send that over. So I make sure I am sending you the right thing. Can I ask 2 quick questions? Then ask their top priority, whether that is keeping their doctors, lowering costs, or something else. What happens is the conversation re-engages. They start answering, and suddenly you are back in a real dialogue instead of heading toward a dead email. Most people are willing to answer 2 quick questions, and that is all you need to move the conversation forward. Here is how this plays out. You are on the phone with a lead. You introduce yourself, explain you help people review their Medicare options, and they say, yeah, just send me something. You say, absolutely, I want to make sure I send the right thing. Quick question, are you more focused on keeping costs low, or is staying with your current doctors the bigger priority, they say? Well, my doctors are the most important thing. Now you say, got it. That is exactly what I will focus on. Which doctors do you see regularly so I can make sure they are covered? You are 2 questions in and already doing a needs assessment. The conversation is alive because you did not accept the brush off. Your action step. Pick the one objection you hear most often right now. Practice your response out loud 3 times. Not in your head, out loud. Saying the words builds the muscle memory, so the next time you hear it in a real conversation, the response comes out naturally instead of rehearsed.